The Robben Island Museum this week launched a new walking tour which allows tourists to explore the island's rich history and biodiversity. But there are concerns that the pricing model for the walking tour is way too high for locals. Well, we're joined by Mpho Masemola, the Deputy Secretary General for Former Political Prisoners Association. Good evening to you, Mr. Masemola. Thanks for your time. So let's do a quick price comparison. When you talk about the costs of, this tour being too high, what does the amount that is required now look like compared to what it would have been previously?
Yeah, thank you very much. This is actually long overdue. What we said before as ex-political prisoners is that, Robben Island is a beacon of hope, and it is a symbol of liberation. And we don't think that the South African locals, especially those that are unemployed and the students, should be, taxed, so high to access their own liberation history. So that is wrong, precisely. What we are saying as political prisoners is that Robben Island, as a symbol and a beacon of liberation, it should be accessible to all the South Africans, like the Apartheid Museum, so that people can see, what we went through, and, Robben Island as a symbol of, the triumph of, of spirit over evil things. But now, what we noticed is, some other, reactionary elements within the Robben Island Council, people who does not have any passion about the symbolism of Robben Island. And then they decided, on their own that they should, raise prices and then fix prices. And then, for our people here in South Africa. But now the question is, who are the beneficiaries of this price fixing? Because 2 weeks ago, the Ex-Political Prisoners Association went into, a workshop with Robben Island Museum Council, and also the DAC was also involved. That is the Department of Arts and Culture, through the instruction of the Minister of Arts and Culture, to say, you guys get together and then resolve all the problems that are there at Robben Island, including the investigation of the corruption that happened at Robben Island. We have, at our, behest, the investigation report, which we are going to, to respond in about a week to come. We will respond because now that report, it is a public, it is in a public domain, and therefore we need to respond. We need to respond because we respect that institution. And then we are saying all the corruption elements must be removed from Robben Island. And all those that were found, their hands into the cookie jar to swindle all the malfeasance at Robben Island, all those people, they must be charged and they must be dismissed. That is what we are now, demanding, and that is what now we are saying. But currently, with regard to the path, the memorial walk, I want to tell you something, and the people of this country to know that this is nothing else but a mockery of justice. The memorial walk, it is the idea of the ex-political prisoners, because we have been working with Robben Island for the past 10 years to say, look, for you to recognize our legacy and the heritage of Nelson Mandela and Sisulu and all of us, because the very same comrades were used to walk on this very same path to the quarry, stone quarry, to do hard labor. We were wearing prison clothes to walk on this path. And then in memory, the EPPA said, in memory of these comrades that have fallen, some of them have passed on, in memory of Ndrum Langeni, who made a statement there at Robben Island, said, I wish you can rename these memorial walks in many comrades that were here at Robben Island.
So, Mr. Masemola, effectively what you're saying is that the management of the Robben Island Museum has been taking and sharing ideas with you. You've been collaborating in terms of how to improve the experience of tourists to Robben Island. And yet you feel that they're appropriating those ideas just for the sake of economic gain. So putting the profits over just what the benefit of being there is for ordinary South Africans.
Yes, actually, that is wrong. What we said is that our struggle was not for sale. And, you know, who are the beneficiaries, actually, of these transactions? 1,000 rands a ticket for adults, and then you say 600 rands a ticket for the students. That is not accessible. All the locals and the South Africans are unemployed. When you look at the inflation of the economy now, you know, it's very much bad.
And what about the argument that they would use around the improvements that have been done to Robben Island over the last 2 years that we've been under lockdown? And somebody at the end of the day will have to cover those costs. And I'm certainly not saying that it's justified for these costs to be where they are right now.
Can I tell you something? It is through all the ex-political prisoners' interpretation. We have made a presentation to Robben Island, 31 points. And they decided to take the 10 points. And then they said, okay, these are the doables. And then we can try to, you know, uplift the infrastructure and look also on the heritage of the ex-political prisoners. Then we said yes. But listen what I'm saying. They have stolen the intellectual property of the ex-political prisoners because those ideas are coming from us. We have given them those ideas to say, for you to take Robben Island for the next 100 years, these are the concepts that you need to do. You need to preserve the heritage of the ex-political prisoners. Can I tell you something? Here's the question. We demanded that Robben Island should audit all the artifacts of all political prisoners. From 1960, the 70s, and all the epochs of the struggle. They should audit them and then put them into a logbook. That has not happened.
Do you think that this idea of the experiences, the stories, the artifacts being used for monetary gain is part of why we recently saw the key to the cell of the late statesman Nelson Mandela almost going up for auction?
Yes. including the key. That is not the key, actually, that is specific key for Nelson Mandela. Let me tell you something. In Robben Island, we have what you call the master key that opens up all the prisons from A section to the G section. Now, I don't understand that Christo Brand, you know, because he's saying he has, you know, a broken key that he later, you know, kept for himself, and then he later managed to bring the key together, and then after that, he took the key to Nelson Mandela's family. Listen, all of these, you know, things are, you know, crafted lies. We want to say, you know, to the public and to the people of this country to say, you know, a key, a prison key, it is a state, it remains a state property. Because when we left the prison in 1991, all the artifacts of the political prisoners, they belong to the state. They belong to Robben Island, including the key. Now the question is, why Christo, you know, was given a privilege to have the key for himself and then wait for all the Rivonia trialists to die, and then take the key now and say, okay, I've fixed up the key, and then I'm donating it to the Nelson Mandela family. Look, we respect Nelson Mandela's family. We have been with Nelson Mandela's family through thick and thin, within the struggle, even in prison. We respect whatever Nelson Mandela's family want to do with regard to the, you know, the heritage and the legacy of Madiba. That includes the garden, the memorial garden of remembrance. But there are protocols in this country that you need to follow. Even Magaziwe Mandela knows, Dr. Magaziwe Mandela, there are protocols that you need to follow in order to get, you know, some of the artifacts from Robben Island. Yes, she knows it. But unfortunately, you know, when you look at the trail of the events, from the key to Christo Brand, to Mandela's family, and to the auction. But now, what transpired through the intervention of the Minister of Arts and Culture, Comrade Natim Ted, and the Heritage Department and Robben Island, together with the ex-political prisoners, we raised our voice, vociferously so, to say, bring back the key. It doesn't belong to Christo. It belongs to the state. We would like actually to appreciate